And welcome to another episode of Panda and Grizzly Show. Wait a minute, something's not right. Wait a minute,
You didn't change it back.
why are you here?
What's up, man?
No, Martin is here with us. He is he's gonna help me out for the next couple of weeks. Help me with this show so I don't have to do it alone. I had to say thank you. I don't know why he's always here. I don't know, man. Just once again, he's on the computer, on the stream, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He's like a full-time soldier. He's a full-time student. He's a full-time husband. He's a full-time everything. I don't know. He does it all. So ladies and gentlemen, Martin.
What I realize after listening to your intro is I gotta listen to that for the next 6 weeks. 6 weeks, man. I gotta listen to that song for the next 6 weeks, specifically on Tuesday, and it's only because for some reason, like school and all, just won't allow me to publish my IDP episode. So,
hey, you know what? It actually makes me feel more well-rounded because I talk about all these other things and all this fantasy football stuff, and have your IDP feels like I'm giving the full focus of everything. So I'm okay with it.
And that's
and
fine.
I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me no matter what. So you stuck with me. That's the problem.
Hey, that's fine. Like the thing is, I'm not really hosting it, so it's okay. But I'm still giving out my stuff, and I'll be here with you Tuesday. I mean, we've worked together all the time, and I think most people enjoy when you and I are working together on episodes. So it's fine. I'm okay with this. But until I come to a close, I think the next couple of weeks, I think once I'm done after week, was it 15? No,
15 or 16. 16.
15 is what my semester should end, and then I should be able to dish out my own episode. Now I could come on to this episode, but I'm not. No. I'll come in late.
We're just gonna
after
keep
that
it going.
Stupid intro.
We're literally coming on every single time. I'm gonna not tell. I'm like, I'm not doing the intro today. Too late.
I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to that.
Just so you guys know, I'm still doing all the Bears stuff. We're still doing all that. I'm still doing all the waiver claims and all that. And Martin's going to bring in the IDP stuff, which I'm interested in because I'll be listening to him. Because as he does it, I'm going to be like, I'm going to pick up this guy. And Yannick, I got you. And just keep on going. Hey, even though it almost didn't work last week. So, yeah. But as I digress.
So what's the flow of this show, man? I know you have like different quarters. You still doing that?
No, so this is gonna be really simple. Literally, we're gonna recap last week's game. We're gonna talk about talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. Then we're gonna look ahead to next week's game because this is technically Bear Packer week, which is the craziest week of all. And then we're gonna talk about give predictions, and then we're gonna write the IDP. IDP. We're gonna write the waiver claim in the IDP.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm actually excited for this one because this is the weakest point you'll find your the Packers in your division. That I mean, they haven't really been doing much. So
here's my problem. Jordan Love looked too good, but we'll get to that. We'll get there.
He did.
We'll get there. First, I want to go over this whole Bears Jets game, and here's my first thing I want to say about that. That's what we got. We got terribleness. It was awful. It was worth a raspberry. It was terrible. Dude, we were going into the game. We didn't even know who our starting quarterback was going to be. And I'm not talking about because Justin Fields might start. No, I'm talking because our backup quarterback gets hurt. I'm like, if Nathan Peterman walks on that field, I'm going to the movies. That's literally what I said. Luckily, Trevor Siemian came out and he got shot up and he did okay in the first quarter. And as soon as the first quarter ended, that was the end of him doing okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch that game. I didn't watch most of it because the moment we got off the show, all I heard was there was a touchdown already, like within the first minute of your game. I was like, well, that one's done and over. I'm just gonna go watch something else.
So it was actually like 10-10. Like we were real close until Trevor Siemian couldn't throw the ball anymore. He had 100 yards in the first quarter, and people were typing in the group, oh my God, look at Trevor Siemian. He's doing so much better. This is what a real quarterback looks like. He had like 25 yards the rest of the game. So it's like, I'm like, you guys are crazy for that. During this game, I'm not even there's no highlights to even talk about. It looked terrible, but except we got Chase Claypool the ball finally. We threw the ball, gave him a jump ball finally, and he came down with it. And we should be doing that at least 3 times a game.
Yeah.
He stretches the field. Yeah. And he did great. But then we lost like half our team. We only have like 5 good players, and like all 5 of them are hurt now. Mm-hmm. So what am I talking about? Basically, Darnell Mooney is out. He's out for the year. He has torn ligaments in his ankle. He is out.
Yeah.
Talking about Eddie Jackson, said Liz Frank injury.
Oh, you're done, son.
So he's done, and he's not going to be back for
which is crazy. Is they're like, oh yeah, we might get him back. I'm like,
I was like,
not really, dude.
Like,
not really, dude.
We lost Riley Reef and Larry Borum in that game. Mm-hmm. Going to next week's game, do you know we might have Leatherwood starting at right tackle?
There you go. Hang on, I'm looking at it. It's up. Derpy's here too. What's up, man?
Yep. My man Derpy always comes in.
Yeah. So hey, look, that's your guys' problem right now.
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have Dane Cruikshank, but he's hurt too. He has concussion. Jaquan Brisker still not out on concussion protocol.
He'll come around. But you know, it's funny. It's like I have an honorable mention from your guys' stuff right now, from the DBs. So once we get to my IDP, I might actually mention your DBs. I mean, right now, if the season ended, you guys would have the 2nd overall draft pick right now.
Yeah,
you guys realize that? That's how bad it is. But then we all talked about how bad they were going to be, and you're the only one who's like, yeah, I don't know. We're going to go 10 and something. I'm like, I don't know.
I said we're going to win 8 games, but you know what? And we should have won 8 games. We could have won 8 games. Nah, everyone knows.
Rewind Don't go back on that.
8 games we were going to do. We get with 8 and 9. This is what we're going to do. I did say we're going to have the same records as the Detroit Lions. That's not going to happen anymore. just saying that. That's not happening.
No.
It was just so many injuries coming. I mean, we have linemen that are hurt. We have on every level, we have someone that's hurt or out.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Derpy. Because your team wins 1 game, and now you talking about want to talk stuff now because the Steelers win 1 game. Well, I have to say I was really disappointed in the fact that I said on Sunday how much Garrett Wilson we need to put Garrett Wilson in. You need to play him if you have him on fantasy football. Why? Because we had all backup guys in our defensive backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone argued against me. Everyone argued. And I was like, look, okay, put who you want, but Garrett Wilson should be the guy you put in. And what did he do? He had a career game. Because we didn't have anyone. We had no one to follow him around, and there was too many holes there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, kind of look, there's a difference between bringing in Magic Mike, throwing the ball. Because last year we saw this, how great he was. And I mentioned this on the Get Right Fantasy Network. Guys, last week, I'm like, guys, you might want to look at is Garrett Wilson. Or not Garrett Wilson, I'm sorry. Elijah Moore, DJ Moore,
mm-hmm.
and Drake London. I said that. And one of his chat members actually in that episode Friday went out and got himself Elijah Moore. Good for him. I wasn't expecting to start him, but he grabbed him. I stashed him. So I'm like, all right, good for him. And then I don't know if he started him or not. I probably want to go ask Anthony or whatever, go back Friday and ask if that individual actually did start him. But I mean, this is what happens. You bring back old things from last season. Certain quarterbacks have first reads somewhere else. No. Mike White, his first reads typically his running back, and it seems like his left side or wide receiver's X or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's right, but I don't know. I can't remember. But it's usually Elijah Moore. But he gave him to both.
If you went back and looked at when we talked about the draft and Zach was going to be drafted, I said, you already got a guy, Mike White. I said it during the draft. I said it. I said 6. He said 8. He wished for 10. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's still too high. Myself, and Mark actually said 2.
Yeah, you guys are way wrong because
we said 2.
We easily won 6. We could have won 6 already.
Where are you guys at right now?
You're 3.
Hey, we're a lot freaking closer than you guys.
No, but we're going to win some more games.
We're a lot closer than you
Unless
guys.
The only way we don't win more games is if we go ahead and tank. If we go ahead and hold Justin Fields out. If we don't put our guys out there, that's the only way we don't win some of these games.
Because we win last week though.
We've lost, excluding the Jets game. Those last 4 games were by less than 7 points, and we've had the ball going to win in all those games.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I want to win those games is I feel like the team needs to learn how to win.
What's up, Scott? How are you, man?
Hey, me too. Philly, Seattle, Detroit. You want to trade up? Want you a quarterback? We got you. We got you.
Not bad, Derpy. Not bad. Look. All right. So now, all right. See, he brought in Philly in here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I wonder what you
NFC East. I love that division so much because they suck together or they win together. And this year, they're all winning together. Last year, they all sucked together. That is the most competitive division. I don't care who the hell you are.
I wish I could do a bet with you right now. The Giants still won't make the playoffs.
You don't know what that division though. Then that's why it's my favorite division because it's so unpredictable. No, it's so unpredictable though.
Philly's gonna go 15-2. Dallas is gonna go 13-4. All right. Washington has a better team now that they put Heineke in, which I said from the beginning. If Carson Wentz is your answer, then you don't know the damn question. I told you guys that. I've been saying that for years. So I'm telling you, those 3 teams are going to make it, and they're going to beat up on the Giants because the Giants they don't have enough. They just the war of attrition just eating at them. Mm-hmm. They just don't have enough, and Saquon can't carry the load, just can't.
Yeah.
So they're going to end up. I say they end up with 7 wins and miss the playoffs, or 8 wins. 8 wins. They 8 wins and miss the playoffs by 1 game.
I can see that. It's going to be them as the 4th team.
Yeah,
Washington may or may not sneak in.
Washington might end up with 8 wins too.
I don't know, but I expect Philly and Dallas to make it probably, and then get knocked out.
No,
Dallas might get knocked out first round, as they usually do, and Philly, of course, I don't know, like they're doing really good. So, but Scott says Philly does trade up or down for guys that won, it seems, and yeah, and Philly has no Saints pick. I mean, if that trade happens, because right now they're sitting at the 6.
I can't believe they can win the Super Bowl and still have a 6th pick in the draft.
I would not look, Scott. Like, I don't think they trade. I think they keep that pick, and if it wouldn't surprise me if they get themselves like a corner or something, a shutdown corner. Or something to make
a great defensive lineman, because right now they got to get a lot of old guys to kind of stop the run right now
because of injuries and crap. Yeah, I mean Davis is just.
But we said that.
You know how I feel about Davis.
You said that this guy. I don't know if he could play. I don't know if he can actually stay healthy enough. He's too big.
Teddy bear. Everybody and their mom's like, "Oh, this guy's going to be the man." I'm like, no, absolutely not. I watched him, and I watched film. As a matter of fact, tomorrow. We're going to start rolling out future picks tomorrow on my channel. And then I'll start getting into the Dynasty aspect because this is the time where people have now decided to tank.
Yep.
So I'll be doing linebackers first. Last year I started with defensive line. I'll start with linebackers first this year. So I'll be doing some linebackers tomorrow.
And I'm hoping Ryan Poles is listening. Because we need to go get us a linebacker. We need 3 defensive linemen. Three of them. We need 3 defensive linemen. We need 1 more shutdown corner. We need 2 guys on the offensive line, at least 2 guys on the offensive line, and we need wide receivers. So that's like basically the whole team. That's pretty much what we need.
You guys need everything, bro. First and foremost, get that defensive line.
Our defensive line is so bad.
You need an edge runner, like a good edge runner. If I'm thinking, if Will Anderson is there, that'd be great for you guys.
No, say the Bears have the second pick,
I think Will Anderson will be there.
No, what you have to do is trade with Detroit.
Why?
You have to give Detroit the second pick and take their 5th and 9th and a second. That's the kind of haul you're going to get. Remember what the San Francisco had to do to trade from 13 to 1. They had to give 3 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round. Like, they gave everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking if you get the second pick, you have to trade down. You need to get another first-round draft pick this year and maybe a first round next year. And you give Detroit their quarterback, which would be really scary coming for the years coming. But I think you have to do it.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying, Scott. They have the Saints pick, and if the season ended now, they would be at the 6th spot.
But will they be?
And that's what he's saying. The trade.
Will they need to move up?
Saints package to move up.
Yeah, but will they need to move up? They're picking the Saints pick to move up. I don't know if they need to.
Oh, I would. Why? Why would they? I would keep it where they're at. I would leave it as is.
Take 2 guys.
I'll leave it as is. Get themselves a good corner. Look. There is one corner that I know from Georgia. I personally know him. Kelly Ringo. He went to Saguaro High School out here. And then he had 3 to 4 choices between Texas A&M, Georgia, and another one. It was another one. It was Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked Georgia. Almost went Virginia Tech. Glad he didn't.
He would have been pissed.
He went to Georgia. And as a matter of fact, I was the only one hyped last season at the end of that bowl game when he picked off and he ran it back. Number 5 on Georgia, that guy. That guy took it back to the house and he basically sealed the win. He was only a sophomore. He was not able to join the draft. He's coming into the league now. He's a special DB. Kelly Ringo. Remember the name. Kelly Ringo, that guy. That'd be great. That'd be pretty good if he ends up on the Bears because you guys have some pretty good young DBs right now. Health is the issue, but I think if he ends up there, I think it'd be great.
We have one DB spot that we need, and
that's a corner. That's Kelly Ringo right there.
It's outside corner. That's exactly
Kelly Ringo right there.
But if you had the 3rd pick, say the Bears get the 3rd pick overall,
okay,
and teams are calling you for your pick. And you can either go from third to 7th and pick up a lot of stuff or pick Will Anderson. Would you do it? Which one would you do, basically?
So I'm just moving back in the chain, right? I'm not getting a different first.
You're swapping. You're swapping. You're going back to 7th and say you're getting
okay. So if I go to 7
first and 2025 first,
I'm doing that.
Will Anderson might be a generational talent.
Yeah, he might be. He might. I'm not saying he's Aiden Hutchinson.
I think he might be better.
Oh no!
I think he might be. Aiden Hutchinson is more of a steady guy. He's a guy who's going to be. You know exactly what you'll get.
Nah,
Will Anderson is more explosive.
It's like Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau is like Will Anderson. I don't see him as Aiden Hutchinson. All right. That's just me. I don't know. Anyway, we're okay. Yeah. But good job, man. Good job, Derpy. So they're only top 5 guys that they might want. And
do we know anything on Justin Fields? Okay, so for what Eberflus came on the radio basically and did his press conference and said Justin Fields is looking better. He's
Bosa, nah,
he's not.
I'm just answering. Go ahead.
he's definitely a lot healthier. He's doing fine, but the only way he's going to play basically is if the medical staff, the coaches, and he all agree. All 3 of them agree that he's going to play. He needs to be close to 100% because they're not going to risk it, even for the Green Bay Packers, which is kind of crazy to me because I hate Green Bay more than I hate anyone. But if I could give Justin Fields this game and the bye week, and then let him come back for 4 weeks and show what we could do, like we did with our last mini bye, and come back with a much better offense, part of me, selfish, the meathead in me says play the Packers and beat them senseless because F them. But I would rather have Justin Fields healthy than anything.
Same. I'm not rolling Fields out. I'm not putting him in now. I'm gonna wait till Philadelphia. I said this on Friday.
Exactly.
With I don't know if I said this with Anthony, and someone had this same similar question. How they felt about he's not gonna play. And I also said that like I'm not licensed yet. But when it comes to like bodily injuries, I don't have that piece of paper that qualifies me as a physical therapist or anything like that. But I was mentioning that injury like that, at least, and this is very at least 2 weeks. 4 is ideal. Okay. We're looking at 4, but he's only 23 years old. Our bodies heal a lot quicker.
He runs, but he runs a lot.
And that's the thing. He might end up being back 3 to 4 weeks. And if it won't be surprise me if his first game is back with Buffalo. But I'm not dropping him though.
I could see him back right after the bye. Then coming back right after the bye.
That would be with Philly. And that would be 3 weeks. But again, it's the discretion on how bad his shoulder is.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen
it's not
teams roll their QBs out there injured.
He does have he has ligament damage, but it's AC joint. So I've had an AC joint injury, and I played the same week with it. So with an AC joint, it doesn't matter. You can put extra padding, you can put anything that's up. Really, they put like a hollow thing over it, and just kind of try to keep it in place and try to keep it from being hit that often. That's AC joint's not going to do anything. It's not, your shoulder's not popping out. You have no labrum problem. It's just it's a painful injury, and it's your opposite shoulder. So. It does hurt your accuracy a little bit because you don't know. You point your shoulder as you're throwing the ball
because it's your movement. Any movement in your body is going to trigger something.
Exactly. Like, so if you get shot up, you won't feel it, but you will have pain. So
yeah,
I just wait.
I know the talent isn't as good. Okay, but let's take Baker last year. That was probably one of his most horrible seasons like ever. Mm-hmm. But he was playing injured all last season. All right. Now we go to this season. Right now, Josh Allen you can see he's not as well he was at the beginning because of the elbow. I know it's not the same injury, but it's still an injury that's causing this player to affect his game. And we all know that. But it's like I see him coming back out, but again, ideally it should be 4 weeks. But he might roll out after the bye week, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because you think about the game happened, and then he had that week of the game, and then he's gonna have another week, and then another week, and then a bye. So basically, he will almost have 4 weeks of being, okay. I will be okay with bringing him back after the bye. Think that he'll be okay, but also don't want to put him out there with no right tackle. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Alex Leatherwood is.
What do you mean you don't know who he is?
I don't know if he can play right tackle. I don't know if he can do anything.
I'm like, we all know who he is. He's a first-round draft pick.
No, but I think he might be terrible. I think that he might be terrible. I don't know if he's actually a football player or is he a bus driver?
Freaking Raiders.
Leatherwood might be a bus driver. I don't know that yet. So I don't know if I want a bus driver blocking for my quarterback.
I still can't believe that, man. I don't know how the hell did he end up with you guys?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you guys were hiring everybody, so that makes more sense. But the fact is, you guys should have known if this man got cut from the Raiders, a first-round draft pick that got cut, it's like,
be careful what you say there.
Come over here and try it out. I don't know.
We're just talking about Tevin Jenkins. Think about how down this team, this coaching staff was on Tevin Jenkins. And now Tevin Jenkins has been our most productive lineman, period.
I've always liked him. You used to take a big crap on him.
Well, he's not. My problem with him is he's a gamer. He's not good at practice. He doesn't compete all the time. But when you put him in a game, he's going to pancake some people.
He's a different player. There's a game player, and then there's a practice player. And
exactly. But when new coach staff coming in, they don't know you. You're a rookie, so you have to show them what you can do. And I'm glad they put him at guard because you know what? He doesn't have to worry about his short arms. He can just maul people, and he's a mauler. That's what he is. You put him in, and I actually feel like we're good at guard position because of Cody Whitehair, who is only 30 years old, so has 6 to 7 more years at being a good guard. And then you have, we have Jenkins at the other guard. And then I will get rid of the center and give me a left tackle and move the left tackle to right tackle and see if that works. So, but
you better hope it works.
We didn't talk a bunch about this Jets game because it was awful. The Jets kicked our asses. Mike White is a good starting quarterback. I don't think Zach Wilson gets back in the game. I mean, gets back in any game this season. I think Mike White holds on to the thing, and there's going to be competition for next year to see who's going to be the quarterback.
I like Mike White.
I always did.
And I felt like he's been always disrespected. Zach Wilson is always going to be in the league. That's a guarantee. He's always going to be in the league. But I think after this season, if he does not get back into starter position, he's going to start. Don't get me wrong. He's going to have some games where he starts. But
he'll never be
he'll just show us that he can't prove to be a actual week in, week out starter. He's going to be a backup.
Yep.
He'll always be around in the league as a backup. And he's following Josh Rosen's footsteps real quick.
Is it Josh Rosen or Mitch Trubisky?
Yeah. So
I think it's Mitch Trubisky. I really do.
But yeah. So what is Derpy saying here? Burrow, Williams, Chubb, St. Brown, Wilson.
That's the starting lineup.
Okay. And then he says bench Judy.
Yeah.
Bench Judy, Allen Gibson. Are we doing start sits right now? Honestly, no, Derpy, I'm not looking at this right now. This is what Derpy does. It's like freaking Tuesday, man. I'm still trying to recover of what just happened. And on top of that, I like to wait till the reports come out. I'm not making any strong ass moves or anything like that. I'm waiting. The only thing moves you should be looking for right now is if you're
that's it.
Yeah. Say Jones is available. Yeah, see, these are the type of questions I'm looking at. Say Jones is available free agency.
Zay Jones.
Detroit. Yeah, Zay Jones. Yeah. I'm good with that. But again, who are you gonna actually drop for that? And then I'm looking at this. I'm not dropping Wilson, Brown, Boyd. Nope. I'm just not.
I mean, Boyd is interesting depending on what you get. Hey,
once Jamar gets back though, he's gonna be like that sneaky ninja though. Like I don't want to detach a piece from that offense, man. It's a good offense.
It's gonna be interesting even this week. They have a really interesting game going in.
Yeah, so
here, that's a good question though.
I learned fantasy, you start green, better chance of better game. Yeah, typically, usually that's how it usually goes.
But you have to wait.
I shoot from the hip and I go with my gut feeling. It's look.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't go with what they think is going to be, what they think the point's going to be. I go with who I think is going to have a better game, and that almost shot me in the foot this week.
Rodgers plays his own Bears. Yeah, well, he does own the Bears, but the thing is, he doesn't have as many weapons right now. So.
You know what he doesn't know? That we got guns. I'm going after Rodgers. Keep on talking about you own something. You want to drop you off in the South Side and all Gale Gardens, and we're gonna leave you drive off.
Shut up! You ain't gonna do nothing.
drop you off all Gale Gardens.
You got a family to take care of. You ain't gonna do.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm dropping them off. I'm being a concerned citizen. I want to make sure he gets to where he needs to go, and that's the hell. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Do I risk 1 week Watson is available in free agency? I would. I almost would grab Deshaun this week and play him without even seeing if he's healthy. I will play him, and I might play him over Burrow.
There's a couple of players that I do this with. And I haven't done it with Watson because we haven't done this yet. Like, no way in ever hell 2 years ago would we have ever thought Watson was going to never play for 2 years. Like, it was just not a thing. Like, you would think this man would be top 5. It's what?
400 days.
Yeah, nobody would have thought this, right? And then everything came out, and then shit went out the window. There's certain players, and people don't like, but it works for me. He might be one of them, But my main key guy who does this in and out is J.K. Dobbins. The moment he's ready to go,
as soon as he's ready to go. Yeah.
That's my guy. Like, the moment he comes back, he's a special dude. I used to do this with Swift, but lately it's been weird this season, so I don't even know anymore.
Because Williams is almost a must start now. You had to start him.
Yes. So I'm putting him in. I'm really putting him in, and I don't care. I'm willing to take that risk. And me and Bryon been waiting for this damn game.
You would drop her, not drop her, but put him on the bench and start Deshaun Watson this week, because the answer is me is hell yeah. I will do it.
And the biggest flex that you could do. Now, this is going to be a huge risk, but I am that type of person to do it, okay? I will pick up Watson, leave him on my bench the entire week until my game starts at 11. I would put him in at 11:58. 2 minutes before the damn game, because my opponent would be like, oh, he's not playing Watson. Sweet. So he's going to watch football. He's going to check his phone maybe an hour, 30 minutes, or maybe he doesn't check it at all, and he's going to find out that you played Watson. But again, I'm that type of dude.
Here's my question, though. So did you see I'm going to drop Fields this week and risk it. I'll be fine. You're going to drop Justin Fields for Deshaun Watson and then start him? Would you do that?
If I have Burrow as my other quarterback, yes, I would. Because
even if he's
Justin
the secret
Fields
weapon,
hurt, right?
Even if he's your secret weapon, in 2 weeks, when your playoffs are on the line, and you put Justin Fields in, he gets 43 points. And the person you're playing,
but at least you have Burrow, though.
I will almost hold on to all three just because I don't want anyone to grab him.
If you can. So here's what Burrow's got. He's got a really tough matchup playoff week, but he's going to get you at least, at minimum, 18 points. Like, this man can put 20 points easy, right? Mm-hmm. Now that's what you're going to get. Burrow's going to get. His worst game was 17.
Could get you 40 points.
The reason I'm keeping Justin, though, is because of week 17 playoff weekend. He's going against Detroit. That's the only reason. Like, I'm actually promoting Justin Fields for my Dynasty League on week 17. Hopefully nobody in my league's watching right now. Because week 17, I'm promoting him from my taxi squad. And I'm actually dropping Kadarius Toney, man. Like, this might be a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. I want to talk about put a pin in that. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah. I don't like that, but there's certain players I like and I hold on. People call me crazy, but he's one of mine.
I'm people, guys. That's me.
So I might have to. I don't know. We'll see. But week 17, if there's a way you can somehow keep all three, but I just can't imagine Watson not being good, though.
Derpy,
I just can't imagine.
Drop Mostert.
Is that who he has?
Yeah, he has Mostert sitting on the bench. He has other people, other running backs there. So drop Mostert.
Did I miss this? I missed it. Or you just know his lineup?
No, he sent his lineup earlier.
Okay. I must.
Yeah, so he has because Burrow, Williams, Chubb, St. Brown, Wilson, Everett, Boyd, McPhee, Dallas, and then he has his backup Judy, Allen, Gibson, Mostert, Fields, and Hurst. So I would drop Mostert because I know Gibson is probably my backup running back.
He said you don't want to drop him though.
Why not? He's not going to be the starting.
That's exactly what I was asking. Why not?
He's not even your starting running back anymore.
You have Hurst. Oh, yeah, Burrow with Hurst. That's cool.
But I will hold on to that. I would drop Mostert.
And he forgot he has a reserve. Well, then you already answered your question.
Yeah, so just put Justin Fields in reserve IR right now.
When he gets back, man,
and then you drop a Mostert because you'll realize we were right.
When he gets Mostert, Derpy, this is your first year. Let me tell you something about Mostert, okay?
He gets hurt.
He does this to us every year, bro. Every year. He is the one guy I have avoided like a plague for the last 3 seasons. He does this, and he comes like a shotgun blast, And like,
then
damn,
four games left, all of a sudden he just gets hurt. And them getting Jeff Wilson was the signal. They knew. They're like, oh, we need to get someone because he's coming to the end of his thing. He only has like 6 games in him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, like 2-3 years ago, Derpy, if I ever took you to your first game to the 49ers in San Fran, if I'm like, you would have thought that Mostert was the best running back in the entire league. If that was your very first game and you had no clue of football, you'd be like, that guy must be the best running back in the league. But I would say no.
By week 7, you'd be like, why?
No, week 4 or 5, he was done. He's done week 4.
That's what
last year he was gone all season after week 1.
Yep, that's true.
And then stupid Trey Sermon, where is he at now? Is he still there?
Don't talk to Trey. He's not in
is he practice squad? Is he?
He's somewhere. He's somewhere. I looked it up a couple of weeks ago.
I gotta know. I mean, no one's ever gonna play him, but I need to know. Trey Sermon,
Philadelphia.
Wow.
He's on Philadelphia.
Wow, he actually played. He had 2 attempts for 19 yards against Jacksonville week 4. Wow. And then it looks like the following week against Arizona, but he had looks like he was just a blocking running back.
At least he had a couple plays. It's just Philly's the place to go because they're gonna play 4 or 5 running backs every time.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
That's the biggest disappointment ever in Dynasty history.
I don't know about that, but for you, I think Kadarius Toney is. But as I digress,
no, that mofo has ended up in the end zone. Okay, he's ended up in the end zone,
but he should.
Trey Sermon,
he should be a number 1 wide receiver.
Yards.
Kadarius Toney should be a number 1 wide receiver. You know what would piss me off more? If Kadarius Toney is signed by the Bears, that would piss me off more than anything.
Why?
Because, then I have to sit there and watch him every week. And then if I'm wrong, I have to deal with hearing you. No, it has nothing about him. If he does good for the Bears, I'm gonna have to hear you forever talking about. And you thought he was terrible, and I'm like, damn.
He's not a bad player. Like outside of football, he's a horrible. He's not a horrible person. He's just he's not. What's the word I'm looking for?
He's not a good decision maker. That's what he is.
Irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
He's an irresponsible young man, and he just needs some guidance. That's all it is. He just needs some guidance. But when he's on the field, man, that dude is electrifying.
Sometimes.
If he can stay healthy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'll give you.
He hurts his hamstring. His ankle starts hurting.
But when he's healthy.
He has shin splints. He is the
Mostert of receivers, okay?
He's the Mostert of receivers.
That's exactly what he is. He comes out like a shotgun blast, and you're like, damn, he is good. and then he has hamstring issues. All right?
Oh my God. That's
you leave Kadarius Toney alone. He's still a young man. He just
in an old man's body.
He just needs the guidance.
All right. I just want to finish up with this one thing. Going against the Packers. Should Chicago fans want Aaron Rodgers, or should we be asking to see Jordan Love? Would you be more afraid of Aaron Rodgers, who's not healthy, or Jordan Love, and realize they might have a 3rd quarterback in a row?
I'd be more scared of Jordan Love. That little small example, I know it wasn't a lot, but that little small example.
Like the way those passes were coming out and how he was reading and the zip they had on the ball.
It took 3 years to maybe get to where he's at, but maybe this is the time.
Yeah.
And we've seen this.
We saw it with Aaron Rodgers. We saw this with Aaron.
100%.
Good. Go get him.
Yeah. Look, Mostert, here's the thing. You're going to play him, and you're going to be worried that he's going to get hurt. Let someone else get that guy, and then he gets hurt in the playoffs.
Yep.
And if he does great, he still has to get back into running shape. He hasn't ran in weeks.
And he has other running backs, and that's why I'm not worried about him. I think he go ahead and do this, and you'll be fine.
He's just fine. He's fine.
But Jordan Love scares me more than Aaron Rodgers does. Because Aaron Rodgers, I feel like even though we can't put any pressure on anyone, we could blitz, and if someone could hit him in the ribs, and yes, we got Aaron Rodgers. Hey, I picked up Zay Jones too. I was talking about last week. I was like, oh man, we should get Zay Jones.
I want to. I kind of want a piece of the Jacksonville offense this year. The problem is I can't anywhere I'm out in all my leagues. The ones that like are more important to me, like those, they're all gone.
They're inconsistent though. That's the thing that worries me always, because you don't know
But,
which one's going to be the one that pops off. One pops off, you just don't know which one it is.
Well, that's why you trade the farm for T-Law. But I mean, trade deadline's over for some leagues, so T-Law is going to be a special quarterback next season. I can't wait. I can't wait.
F it, I'm gonna get into this. All right, Rodgers likes playing the Bears. I'd rather see Love starting.
I'd rather see Love start too.
I don't want to see Love start because I feel like Aaron Rodgers, he get hurt. We can at least hurt him. We've done it before. We've seen it. And then, but if Jordan Love has an entire week to prepare for the Bears, and he lights us up, we have to know for the future, we have a man down there up there that we have to deal with again, another one, and they made another good pick, and I would hate that. Like I would rather like peel off my skin, off my face, than see that again.
Do you know where Green Bay's sitting at right now in the draft?
I'm guessing 6 or 7.
That's close. They're at 8. They're at 8 right now.
I don't care about that. I care.
No, hold on.
Would I trade with them? No.
What if they all right? So Aaron Rodgers somehow just decides to retire, right? Like I don't know if he retires and Jordan Love is hot fire, and then they get themselves like who's that guy that we kept talking about, the Bears might have the receiver, JXS.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I was thinking of him, the receiver, the JSN, Jackson Smith, in Bala. Yeah. Or Quentin Johnson.
I don't know if Quentin Johnson is going to make it there. I think he'll be going between 4 and 6. He's gone.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, what if the Packers decide to be smart one year?
Okay. They have never drafted a wide receiver.
I know, but what if after Rodgers leaves, they just do the complete opposite? You never know. You never know. And I will laugh so hard if their first pick is a receiver.
I'll be okay with it if we, in my scenario, the Bears trade back, give Detroit their number 2 pick for a 5 and an 8, and we get right before the Packers, and we get the wide receiver right before him. Because I think the Packers also realize that they have to deal with Justin Fields. So I can't worry about them. I have to worry about me, knowing that Justin Fields is that dude. And we get a wide receiver and a left tackle. If we do that, we'll be a dangerous-ass team with $135 million.
Oh, I think you guys can. So he said LSU wide receiver. Yeah, so we're talking about Jackson Smith. Yeah, that guy. JSN. He's talking about LSU receiver, and I looked it up. Keyshawn Butte.
Yeah, that's because I've been keeping up. Yeah, Keyshawn Butte. That's
all. I mean, I'm liking these receivers. So on my channel here, pretty soon we're gonna roll out all these receivers.
Dude, and it's deep. This is deep. It's a deep. But I would give all of it up for Marvin Harrison Jr. I would do a future. I would give up our second round pick for a future pick.
Is he ready to go, though? He's not ready to go, is he?
He can't come out till next year. That's what I say. I would take my second round pick this year, and for a guarantee that I get him next year. I won't even need a guy. Just give me him next year.
It's Rodgers at 63 touchdown, 10 interception versus the Bears. Over 6-1 touchdown and INT ratio. That's madness.
But I don't care.
Looks like might be some good old and free. Yeah, some good old linemen. Yeah, Cardinals are gonna have to pay up for their linemen to get him back. Cardinals might be in a big trouble next year with the line. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them start depleting and they end up going to the Bears.
Only thing I want, give me a center. I want a center in free agency, and then we draft the left tackle. But I want a center in free agency, a guaranteed center. That's what I want.
Who's available next season?
I don't know. The best center? I have no idea. because I mean, ideally, I would love to have someone as athletic and awesome as Kelsey. But you're not going to get that anywhere. You know, everyone, all 32 teams would love that.
You know, I was thinking about Kelsey today, or his brother,
Mm-hmm.
and he has rigged fantasy football so much that I just can't wait till he retires, so the tight end can suck all around.
Do you realize he's 32 years old?
I know, and I'm
He
still
could play
waiting.
for enough. He could play
4
well
years.
for 4 years.
I know,
4 years. Yeah.
and I'm almost thinking like, do I spend the farm to get him? I don't know.
Hey, Scott got me. He said, "Yeah, no Larry Bird drafting." That's what happened with they drafted him a year ahead of schedule. The Celtics said, "We want Larry Bird next year. You'll take our pick this year. We want Larry Bird next year. That's what we'll take." That's what I would do. I would say, "Give me Marvin Harrison Jr. for next year. Give me nothing this year. I'll take him for next year."
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's just nuts.
But
yeah,
you know, we've gone through 50 minutes. I've talked about a lot of football, talked a lot about the Bears. Last thing I want to do is give my prediction for the game. I believe Packers win this game. I'm going to say 23-20. And I think the game's going to be a lot closer than we all expect it to be. Because I say Aaron Rodgers goes out and gets hurt, gets hit, you know, by a blitz, whatever, in the ribs, and he goes out. And the Bears score 20 points because, you know, the Packers can't stop the run.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I see it.
Neither can you guys either, though.
Exactly. We're just going to be running back and forth. That's exactly what I'm saying.
A.J. Dillon might have another game.
A.J. Dillon scares me this game. Yeah.
He might have another game.
Yep. Which leads me right into what I want to talk about. Waiver wire pickups.
Yeah, this is all you, man. This is all you. I've been focusing on IDP all damn day. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to basically, guys, just give you. First, I'm going to give you my top 5 running backs, my top 5 receivers, and then my top 10 overall waiver wire guys. All right. So, as far as running backs this week, Donovan Knight from the Jets surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah, he's everybody's runner right now.
He was explosive. He was doing some great things. I think he's definitely worth an ad this week. My number 2 guy will be Gus Edwards.
Okay.
For the Ravens. I think this is this week.
Okay.
I just think that this is going to be a good chance to get a guy who's going to score, get you 15 points this week until he gets hurt again. Because Gus Edwards is another guy who's going to get hurt every other damn week. This pisses me off. I don't know.
All right.
But if you don't like Gus Edwards, look at Jermichael Hasty. Because he looked really good last week. And Jermichael Hasty, he's going to get some carries. And the Ravens are going to run the ball. No matter, we can look at last week. You can see what's going to happen. They're going to run the ball a whole hell of a lot. So you can look for either one of those guys. Mm-hmm. And then my last one really is going to be Darrell Henderson. I think the Jaguars might end up using him.
They might. They might have to activate him.
They might have to. They might be forced to him. So I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't mention like Benny Snell.
So I think that too many of these a lot of these stars are going to come back. So like Samaje Perine. A lot of people think that Samaje Perine is a great ad right now.
Oh, yeah,
I believe Joe Mixon's going to start. I believe he's going to start. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's kind of where I'm going with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So now I brought up that division right there, like these two guys, like I really wanted Anthony McFarland to be a little bit more. I liked him in college. I really did. He was really good, and he is fast, man. He is one of the quickest running backs I've ever seen that explode off the line. But have
you watched him?
I think he's in the wrong team.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. He's not patient enough. You need to be fast, be explosive, but let the block set up.
Yeah.
And he outruns his blocks. That's what his problem is. I'm telling you, he's so fast. He's running. He's getting out there before the blocks get set. He's so fucking fast. He
just needs to be like a pass catcher. Not really so much like how they have him in the I formation. Mm-hmm. Like he should be like he is one of the fastest running backs I've seen, but it's like Again, I think he's just on the wrong team. But
Scott said, "I'm going to get hasty with ATN."
With ETN, hey, that's not bad.
That's good. That's a good move. All right. Real quick, wide receivers. This week,
this is going to be an hour and a half, isn't it? This is going to be an hour and a half show, isn't it?
Oh no, I'm going to be done with mine in 10 minutes. My number one guy, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and ask me why.
Because Mr. of Watson.
Because of Watson.
If you play Dynasty and David Bell is sitting there, go get him.
Oh, that's interesting. What about your guy, Treylon Burks?
Oh yeah, he should already been drafted. He shouldn't even be in the free agency. He should not. He shouldn't even be
especially a lot of redraft leagues.
Redraft
Treylon's there. Sure. Jameson Williams is there in a lot of places. Look, if you guys don't know who Jameson Williams is, you're wrong. Jameson Williams is available in most leagues. In 74% of the leagues, he's available. He's about to play this week, and he's about to pop off. People are gonna be like, "Who the hell is this?"
I don't know if they play him this week though.
I think they do.
Too soon. It might be too soon. I don't think he plays this week.
I think last week they held him out, but I think this week they're going to kind of go ahead and release him. I just don't want to play against the Bears, but I think it's going to go be really well.
Jared Goff is going to have so many nice weapons over there.
I think Jared Goff won't be the quarterback next year. But
no, I'm just saying this week for the rest of this season. If Jameson Wilson gets activated, he's going to have weapons up the wazoo.
So he was running routes before the game last week, and he had no problems, and there's no limping. Jameson Williams is going to be active. He's definitely someone I'll grab and stash. Darius Slayton. Know why? Because the Giants got nothing else. They literally have nothing.
Have already been picked up though.
He's available in 60% of the leagues.
He should have been already picked up.
What about what's the name for the Raiders? Matt Collins, wide receiver. Matt Collins.
Yeah,
he's playing
Chargers.
Chargers. So
with as many weapons they have over there, I feel like Matt Collins might be the guy who actually sneaks away. Yeah,
I think that's a good one. And my last one I got for this week is Nico Collins.
Really?
Yeah, I think Nico Collins, the Texans, because if you look at the Browns' defensive back, that's the weakest part of the defense.
Okay.
You can't run on them.
That just caught me by surprise.
You can't run on them. I think you have to pass it.
With freaking Kyle Allen?
Who starts?
Kyle Allen.
So you think Kyle Allen's going to make it another week?
Yeah, bro. I think so. They're I don't know what's going on over there. I stay away from them.
All right. I'm just going to go to our top 10. But I do want to ask you about tight end. Foster Moreau did great for me this past week. If you like Foster Moreau, Dulcich, or McBride, which one is your number one tight end?
I want to say McBride, but it's too early for him. He hasn't had his breakout yet.
He did okay.
He did. But he needs to end up in the end zone for me to actually establish him over Moreau or Dulcich.
Moreau, yeah. Okay.
But I would take
Moreau. The problem with Dulcich can't get in the end zone because Russell Wilson can't throw that far. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with him.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Look, all I know is their head coach is gone. I think they ride it out, but this head coach is gone from the Broncos. They have so much talent. I don't think he knows what to do.
That's probably what it is. He just doesn't know what to do, and he has a terrible time calling it. And Russell Wilson is, everyone's seeing what he is.
Well,
and I think Russell, I believe he bounces back next year. Watch. A different old school coach. He's going to bounce back. An old school coach that holds him accountable. He's going to be fine.
What's funny is my Dynasty League is Broncos fan. I've been telling him for years before, and I've been playing redraft before we started doing our Dynasty. He's a big Broncos fan. His biggest, and I've been telling him for years, his biggest fall was the fact that he had too much Broncos on his team. He still doesn't listen to me to this day. He still doesn't listen. You can't have too much of the same team on your leagues. I don't care if you're the biggest fan in the world. You just can't do it because if they all suck together, that means your entire league's gonna suck as well.
What are you gonna do bye weeks? And then what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So emotional attachment hurts you too because you can't be emotional about a lot of these fantasy moves.
Oh yeah, and that's his fault. I'm like, whatever, dude. Don't listen to me. It's fine. I'm gonna go to the squad right now, but he had. I'm gonna see what this trade was. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes. So he has. This is our RDP. He has Russell Wilson, Justin Simmons, Cortland Sutton, Bradley Chubb, Josie Jewell, and Javonte Williams.
But
All
Bradley
on,
Chubb
this
got
is a
traded,
dynasty
right?
league.
But
It's a
Bradley Chubb
dynasty
got
league.
traded.
Huh?
Bradley Chubb is
You're not Bradley Chubb, but yeah,
Miami now.
But at the time,
Yeah, at the time he was, yeah.
mm-hmm. So it was like, dude, what are you doing? So
He's losing.
which is by far. What's funny is I go like, what's cool about sleepers, you can look at the history. This is what he traded. He traded away. So he got himself Russell Wilson. This is in July. Russell Wilson, Austin Eckler, and a second. Okay. This is before the season. He thought he had hot fire with that, right?
Yep.
Turns out it's not. He traded away Elijah Moore, 22 first,
okay,
a 22 second,
and
Jalen Hurts.
No! Not Jalen Hurts, the possible MVP.
He traded him away. Woo. I was like, boy, you were about to like, wow. Damn. We've been laughing at him all season, right? Hey, how's that Russell Wilson pick for you? You shut up, guys. Right? Hey, look, man. That's what happens when you believe too much in your team, man.
I agree.
You can't be banking on one team.
That's a fantasy mistake.
No, that's a fantasy. No, that's second to leaving Thursday games or other games in your Thursday. Your Thursday
in your flex.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's rule number 1 right there. Number 2 is don't stack up too much on the same team. But yeah. So
all right, I'm gonna go through these 10 guys again. So Zonovan Knight, Gus Edwards, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Darius Slayton, Jameson Williams, Trayvon Burks, Jermichael Hasty, Foster Moreau, Greg Dulcich, and my last one is Deshaun Watson, but he's probably taken up in your league. So that's just what I got. Those are the top 10 for me, waiver wire picks, and that's all we got today, guys. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hand it over to Martin. Do your thing.
All right. So I'm probably going to cut all this out. Maybe. We'll see. So if you're tuning in, you're going to get the Bear show and then my show. I mean, mine's going to be quick because it's going to be IDP. But we're going to talk about it. So, but yeah. So let's get that going. What is up? It's another episode of Dynasty Pylon. If you're already tuning in, well, you get a double episode. We did the Bear show, and this is going to be a continuation for the rest of the season until the crew ourselves, because right now it's just us two, Bryon. It really is. It. It's just us two. So I'm helping him, he's helping me. It's just easier. Doing a show by yourself, it just takes a lot. Yeah. And then sometimes we could bounce off of each other's idea, argue a little bit, or actually convince the other one on why it's a good idea. But so we'll be doing this until we figure this crap out. But we do have some previous questions in here and talking about, but the quarterback tight end stack with Mahomes, Kelsey, and Lamar Andrews. Yeah, they're very
but that's 2. You're trying to stack, but you shouldn't have your wide receiver, running back, quarterback, and your tight end be all on your same team.
So previously we were talking about how you don't want too many of your roster the same guys on there. Stacks are different. Like, that's only 2 guys. I will give you 3 at max, only if that team is just electric and
if you're
every single one of those guys are hitting. That's the only time.
If you got Chase, Joe Mixon, and Burrow, that's probably pretty much it. It's the only way you do it.
There's a guy in one of my leagues. it's funny because he's a Cowboys fan. He drafted Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and Sanders, and he's rolling all three of them out every week.
I bet.
And Sanders isn't like he isn't like doing it consistently, but when he hits, my goodness, he is fan freaking tastic. And this week he was like running back. He destroyed people. And Bryon, tell him all about it. What did Sanders do, and what mistakes did you do?
Okay, so this is really my mistake. we had a conversation. We talked about this on Sunday. We had a conversation. It was like, look, guys, this is what I have. I have Aaron Jones and I have Miles Sanders. You know, they're both, about the same, projections. I think Aaron Jones, they're playing each other same time, but my worry is Miles Sanders is going to be, they run 4 running backs out there in the Eagle land. So I went Aaron Jones, even though everything told me I should be going Miles Sanders. I was 100% wrong, and they were 100% right. Miles Sanders ended up with like 28 points, and Aaron Jones just barely saved me by 1 point of not getting kicked out of the guillotine league.
He was so close. No, actually, no, you and Mark survived. Yeah, it was the guy who's barely in the chat, who ironically, look, it's okay. He doesn't watch his show. Ironically, he doesn't. He doesn't. I tried calling, texting, nothing. Like it's sorry, whatever. You're taking over his team in Dynasty League. That's the same.
Oh, it's him. Oh, that's really?
Him. That's why when he said when Anthony said it's a good playing with you, I'm surprised he said. And did you notice my comment? I said, "Oh, he speaks."
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I was laughing. I didn't want to put too much in it, so everyone looked at it.
It's fine. Like I'm like, okay, good. That's one of the people I wanted out. There's still some other people that I'm like, I'm rooting for to stay in, and somehow, some reason, you're one of them. I don't like saying that because I would love for you to just be a fussy baby that you are, because you're Chicago Bear fussy baby. That's what you are.
Every week I say, "Oh, guys, I'm out, guys. I see you later." I do my goodbyes and everything. Every week. Even it's funny because like some of the weeks I still end up with like the number one guys. I'm dropping other people.
Tank does it too, better. Man.
We believe that the other shoes are always going to drop. That's what we believe in Chicago.
I don't get it.
We haven't had any good things happen.
I can't with you guys, man. Where am I at? Where's my Jaguars at? Where's my Jaguars at? Damn. There you are. All right, let's go to Jaguars. Why am I switching out the Jaguars? Well, specifically because it is an IDP show. This week, our number one guy is Foyesade Oluokun. Got himself 13 solo tackles. Sorry, that's in your face, but it'll be there.
Hey.
And 2 tackles for loss and assist. In our league, his 18 points. There you go. This dude is like number 2 linebacker so far in the league. So my question for you is his last couple of weeks. So he's still good, man.
Yeah, but so full disclosure, I was looking at him already this past week, and I didn't grab him, and I regret it. But it's so many good linebackers. How do you determine when you need to have a good drop one of your good linebackers for someone great? How do you know this is the time to do it?
Because you look at the rest of the schedule and you determine who the quarterback and who the running backs, what the O-line is looking at. The Jaguars are in a division on where you got Matt Ryan in a banged up line. Okay, that's easy. Houston, some noodle arm back there with a decent line. Okay, yep. and they run up the middle.
And Damian Harris is going to run up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all. I'm thinking about that already. So who else is in that division? You got the Jags.
JT. You got JT with
the Jags,
Colt.
right? Yeah. And then so that's the only. But 4 of those games, like, hold on, let me look at Foyesade's. Let me look at the rest of the schedule. I'm not dropping him though. He's one of those guys where it's like he just gets it done. When he was in Atlanta, he was one of those guys that gets it done. Here's the rest of the schedule. You got Detroit. We already know that they excel there. Everybody just runs through that line. Tennessee, he's going to meet Derrick Henry a lot. Dallas Cowboys, he's going to run into Tony Pollard a lot. The Jets might be a difficult one, but they like to throw, so That might be a week I might bench him. But then he has Houston for his playoff weekend. Just say he's already picked up in your league, and if he's not, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So yeah. And hold on, hey, you beating me to that. So I haven't done my pickups yet, but he was just our main guy. He is our main guy in Dynasty though. This guy right here. So let's get into that. So first of all, let's start with the big boys. Big defense line. I'm going with Yannick Ngakoue. I know he's been hit or miss the last couple of seasons, but he's been pushing the line backwards. I've been watching him. He's been getting quarterback hits like a lot. I mean, clearly he's got 53 snaps, 77%. He's got 3 solos, 1 assist, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 quarterbacks. That was just this week.
This week. That's a great stat line.
So it's his tackles aren't high.
But the pressure that he puts on the quarterback.
The pressure that he's putting on these guys, or he's going to have a good game here now and then. So it's only 30% rostered, so I like that. So yeah, he's going to get. He's one of these games. He's going to just go off. My second guy is Sam Hubbard. In the last 5 games, he's gotten at least 3 sacks. So I do like a guy that's always putting pressure, and he's out there 93 snaps, which is basically 80% of snaps. So 3 solos, 3 assists, 2 tackles for loss. He's got a sack and 2 QB hits. So I'm not. He's just kind of one of those guys where you just kind of put there. He's a good DL too. So you got your main defensive line, and you probably have a defensive line too. Like, he's a good guy to put there. And then my main guy, Preston Smith. Preston Smith. I absolutely love this man. He's a really good linebacker. He's a good, like, just overall. And because the main reason is because Campbell's hurt.
Yep.
So it's hard for, I don't know when he's going to come back. They're saying maybe soon, but I don't know. But everybody's banged up, all the linebackers. So he's getting in. His snap percentage has gone up. He's at 59 snaps, 74% of them. So 3 solos, 3 assists, tackle for loss. He's got a half sack and 1 quarterback hit. So he's a very productive. And if you're playing sleeper, it's a cheat code. He does linebacker and DL. So you could probably put him at DL, but he's playing more at the edge side. So that's what I've been noticing on sleeper.
So Preston Smith is going to be interesting. One, because he's going against the Bears, and they have a terrible line. And then the right tackle's the third straight right tackle, and Leatherwood's there. So that's someone that you need to be looking at, definitely. But also, he rushes the quarterback so well, and that's why and he has a good motor on him. So that he's someone that just overall you should be looking to have him in your lineup no matter what you do.
Yeah, and these are guys that are still available. Preston Smith is only he's 35% home.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there. Sam Hubbard might be a little bit hard to get, but I mean, but Scott Brown said I played in the IDP Keeper League over 10 years ago, and I all had middle linebackers in my 4 spots. Nice. Hey.
And they allow it. Why not?
They allow it, yeah. I know my league, I only allow 1 with the flex.
Yeah.
Because the linebackers are the cheat codes, man. So I kind of put a cap on them. There's some leagues where I only have 2, and then with the flex, but if they have DL eligibility, man, you throw as many as you can. Mark at the beginning of the season had
all linebackers on DL.
Yeah.
All.
Hell yeah. Let me look at this. He probably still has them too. He had Von Miller, Nick Bolton, TJ Watt.
Ooh, jeez, God.
And he has Rodriguez. So he had Rodriguez at the flex, Bolton at the linebackers position, TJ Watt, and Von Miller at the defensive line.
That's terrible. That's cheating.
So I'll say, yeah, you cheating the system, boy. But I mean, hey, look, if nobody else is doing it, do it. I'm not going to say no.
Here's the thing about Preston Smith. So the Packers have been down most of the games in this year because they're down so much. That allows them. The other team is throwing the ball a lot. Preston Smith is actually getting a lot more because they're down. He's being able to attack the quarterback. They're throwing the ball so much now that he's able to get in there and do it and get more pressures than a lot of other people. So that's interesting to see.
And if any week of all the weeks, like if you don't need him but you just want to play, this week is going to be the week. This
We're gonna be
week is
talking
gonna
about this
be the
next
week.
week. We're gonna be
I'm
like,
sorry,
"What you mean
Bryon, but I
Preston
don't
Williams
care.
got 20 points?"
I have a feeling he's gonna be top 5, man. Like, he's gonna get there. All right, so let's move on to the big speedy guys. Jordan Poyer, he's back.
Finally.
If you didn't know last week, you know now. He's out there again. He established his role. He's just back. I got nothing else to say. This guy is only 60% roster, so he may be there. He may be there. Just check real quick.
I don't think he's gonna be there.
I don't think he'll be there, but just check. He might be there in your leagues. But he's definitely back, and he's always been a good starter. You just set and forget. The thing about DBs is they don't always play consistently all the time, but this guy usually gets at least at minimum, a good handful of points usually. So,
hey, 100% your snaps. That's great.
Yeah, and another 100% of this guy is John Johnson out of Cleveland. Again, 35% owned. John Johnson has had 10 tackles last week and 6 this week. So, and then he's going against Houston this week. So I imagine these numbers are going to go up high.
Play. That's a must play. Wow.
Yeah. So Cleveland DBs, I would fire him up. I mean, it's Kyle Allen. I don't think he's going to bomb on these guys. It's going to be a lot of short passes.
If you're behind the entire game, which I think they're going to be behind,
mm-hmm.
They're going to have an option because they're going to be throwing the ball because Texas have to get back in the game. So they're going to throw the ball. Cleveland DB is going to have opportunities to make plays. We're talking about not just the hits and assists. We're talking about pass breakups and all type of pressure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. And then my last guy. And again, none of these guys are in any particular order. Really, I just kind of put what I felt. Is Cam Taylor-Britt. He's a second rounder. Cincinnati, they drafted this guy for a reason. 90% of snaps, 7 solos and 1 assist, and he got a QB hit. That QB hit's interesting because that only means that they're putting him in the box. If they continue to do that, he may or may not get a sack next week. I don't
know, but see, going against KC, it's almost better to pressure Mahomes than just drop people back because he's going to find the open guy.
Because when he runs, he's less accurate.
Exactly.
Mahomes freaks out, and he'll run. I don't know. He might get a sack.
He might start tap dancing. That's what it is.
He got a forced fumble last week in week 11. So, I mean, he's good. I like what they're establishing there in Cincinnati with even besides their injuries, they still have a good depth there. And Taylor-Britt's good, one of them.
I like it.
So, last but not least, I have Jack Sanborn.
Sanborn. Yes.
If I'm looking at his stats, look, Roquan Smith left the building. Someone had to step up, and this was the last guy I thought was going to be there, was going to be taking that role, and he is amazing. And he's only a rookie.
He's getting
10 solos, 4 assists, and a tackle for loss.
All the plays are being funneled to him for him to play.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with his tackles that they're like 6 yards down the field, but it doesn't matter. Does it really matter in the IDP? Does it matter where the tackles are happening? So who cares?
Yeah. Jack Sanborn last week. So this week in our league, he had 14 tackles. Last week he had 9, and then the week before that, he had himself 12 tackles and 2 sacks. So
and that's what he's doing because they're sitting him on blitz because we can't put pressure on the quarterback.
So, I mean, I like for this season, I know he's good for the rest of the season. I don't know what they're going to do next season if they bring in more veterans and then he goes back to his role. But in the time being, I don't think that'll happen, but we'll see. In the time being for the rest of the season, I'm okay with Jack Sanborn. He's pretty good. Being in his first year, he's definitely stepping up to the plate and filling in those shoes. So I like what they're doing there in Chicago.
What do you do if it's a dynasty league? This is dynasty IDP. Do you pick up Jack Sanborn for the limited time you have right now?
Well, like I said, you play him. You play him for the rest of the time. Like if he's doing this, you play him. In the offseason, I wouldn't drop him though. I would probably stash him. In the offseason, I would keep him. That's just me. I mean, I'm in a situation where I'm looking at him and I'm just waiting for the day Bobby Wagner steps up to the podium and says, I'm done.
Yep.
And I know that's happening here soon.
It could be next year.
And that's my thing. If that happens, Jack Sanborn, if the Bears go into the draft and they don't get a linebacker, this is my guy for Dynasty for sure.
And that makes sense. I mean, as a weak side linebacker, he's doing exactly what you want to do.
Oh, he's playing middle.
So they put Morrow at the week and then let him Jack go in.
Supposedly, that's
he is running around. All I know is he's running around everywhere, making all the plays. It doesn't matter if it's a pass play, if it's a run play. He's just chasing the ball.
Yeah, Morrow is
he's playing weak side linebacker.
He's weak side. Yeah, they got him at middle. So, like I said, he's one of those guys. So another guy is James Houston. I have him here because he just got elevated from practice squad.
Did he just make it there like on Thursday and he played?
Yeah. Hold on. So hold on. Now those stats are not incorrect. That's exactly what they are. In just 5 snaps, guys. In 5 freaking snaps, this dude had 2 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 QB hits.
Yep. In
5 snaps. Now that's probably just enough. Now, was it late in the game? Yes. But if that's what he did in 5 snaps, I'm wanting to see what he does.
You know why he only had snaps? Because he only had 2 days out with the team.
Yes, but I want to see what he does if they give him more snaps. That was only 5. You imagine this guy had like 60-something snaps? Oh my goodness.
That means he had 10 sacks.
That dude, I don't know. Depending on how deep your league is, I'm willing to definitely pick him up. Of course, I'm going to pick up Sanborn over him, but he's very interesting to me.
I've never seen 0% rostered. I've never seen.
Nobody had him. He just got and he just got elevated from practice squad. Nobody has him, so that's why I brought him up. And then my last guys is Ernest Jones. Look, the Rams are in shambles. The offense can't do anything. Defense is out there a lot. And the good thing about this is when IDP justifies for bad football. Yep. IDP guys, individual defense, you see the defense out there more. In the last 2 games, he's got 10 tackles so far. So, I mean, he's going to provide you tackles. He's not a really big time, like he's going to get you sacks or anything, but he's going to get you tackles. Got 6 solos, 5 assists.
You say that makes so much sense because, you know, when I see DBs, I always see like a Detroit Lion DB out there because they give up so many catches that they make a lot of tackles and they score you a lot of points then.
That's why I like IDP. It justifies for the bad play that you see. And it's like, all right, well, if that team sucks, you look at most of their IDP guys, they're usually out there more. And that's just the way it is because their offense can't do anything and they're going 3 and out. Guess who's rolling up back out there? Defense. Of course, in your regular leagues and redrafts, when you have whole defense, you're not putting these guys in. It's so if you go to redraft leagues and you look at the lowest the lowest ranked
defense,
teams,
yeah,
go back to your IDP leagues and look at their superstars, and I guarantee you that their superstars there are probably
like 15 points.
The actual superstars in your league.
Yeah,
that's usually what happens. Usually, unless your name's Foyesade Oluokun, but that's just the way like certain thing is. Like there's certain players, obviously, because they're good, like Micah Parsons, Foyesade Oluokun, Myles Garrett. Those are just like elite guys. Like you set and forget. But sometimes, like Sanborn, most people don't know who this man is.
And all he is he's the middle linebacker for the Chicago Bears, who have a terrible defensive line. That means he has to make all the tackles.
Right. So that's just like no really particular order like usually, but I'm just putting this out there because I'm probably gonna chop this up, put it out again tonight.
Here's my question for you,
or just leave it. Whoever's watching.
Do you like Micah Parsons? Do you like the fact that he's the number 1 player under 25? They ranked him number 1 player under 25 as far as talent in the NFL.
I'm okay with that. Before he got drafted to the NFL, I said he might be the next Ray Lewis. Mark gave me crap about that. I'm like, watch what he does. Watch what he does. It's because there's a speculation about how he came into the league. There was some locker room drama,
Mm-hmm.
and which I don't even know if that got settled or not. I don't even
He
want to
probably
bring
got
that
rid of
up.
the guy he was going against.
I don't know, and I don't want to look. It's just the thing is, when he came in, he was already like eager to become the best in the league, and a lot of guys come in like that, but this man has got like a motor, and he's just one of the greats, and I honestly think he might be, if not just as good as Ray Lewis. He's only like in his first couple of years. I mean,
He's different though. That's why he reminds me more of Lawrence Taylor, of these great outside linebacker rush guys. But he's
what's
not even
crazy is he's
just that.
not that
He
big.
he could play off the ball linebacker just as well as he's playing outside linebacker.
Yeah,
That's what's crazy about him.
What's crazy is you look at him, he's not like this really big dude, like 6'3", 245.
It's not a big guy, no.
Is
rushing the quarterback
is good for a linebacker, but when you size him up against where they have him as a defensive end, guys, and he is making these big men look silly.
Not just with his quickness either. It's his quickness along with the power and his bend. He has an amazing bend to get on that court, that offensive lineman, and get to the quarterback. And he has great long arms too to snatch the ball and hit everything. He's just a freak of nature. He really is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But
it's
the reason crazy. I brought that up because do you really believe he's better than Justin Jefferson
as a player himself?
Yeah, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are both behind Micah Parsons in this list.
I'm okay with it because he's consistent.
Justin Jefferson I think he might be the best wide receiver in the league. Yet I agree with you, but Justin Jefferson might be the best wide receiver in the league, and that's a big thing that you're saying.
I'm not surprised that these guys are on the same list together, though. I'm not surprised that. But yeah, I feel like, in certain aspects, like this is what the different position and also where they were placed.
Mm-hmm.
If Justin Jefferson went to Kansas City, can you imagine?
That would be scary. The NFL would have to fold because they wouldn't be able to stop. They already can't stop him, and now you have a receiver of that quality.
Like, it depends on where these guys are at. Jerry Jones did something special, which he never did in his entire career, is he drafted nothing but defense that year.
Yeah.
Few of those guys were going to hit. Of course, Michael was. And that's...
Do you remember how far he dropped? Wasn't it like 10 or something like that?
Talking about...
Look, he dropped like the 10th pick. Michael Parsons was like...
Oh, yeah.
He dropped to the 10th pick.
And it was because of the drama that was going on at freaking BYU.
BYU, yeah.
So... It was what it is, but other than that though, like he's a cheat code. If in sleeper reps, if you have a defensive linebacker, like I have him at D line,
yeah,
and hey, I am happy as hell. The first year it was different though.
Pressure, so much pressure. But with the first year they were using them at offside line, off the line linebacker. They'll put him everywhere. And he will flash because he's not always at the position to make plays. But now you put him in position to make plays 15 times a game. He's making about 12 to 15 plays every game.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just the way how I feel about certain players. Like if like for instance, if Sanborn can keep this up,
yeah,
he might just be the new middle linebacker for the rest of the time being there. Now, the next step for Sanborn is to become that leader. Like he's a rookie right now. This is his first, like he's doing immaculate things right now. On paper, okay, on paper, he's doing immaculate things. We need to see this go as games throughout the rest of the season.
Yep.
I think he can do it. And to be honest, I didn't know who this dude was until he flashed that first week.
I remember him from preseason, and they're like, "Is this guy going to make the team?" He really is flashy. He's really fast. He's very deliberate. He's always around the ball. He's a guy who's just always around the ball. That's what you want your middle linebacker, a guy who's always around the ball. You
I don't know
never
who the hell this man
get around him.
was. You do because the Bears. That's
Bears.
what you more focus
Bears,
on.
Yeah.
But it's like I didn't know who this man was until a few weeks ago.
Well, my biggest thing also he's around. He was grew up around here.
He's what?
He's a local kid.
Okay.
He grew up around here. So.
Oh, okay. So was he? Well, was he drafted or undrafted?
He's undrafted from Wisconsin.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he grew up in Lake Zurich. So he grew up around here, and he's just an interesting guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'll. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested because he's just sitting there on my Dynasty league.
I would, if you have a spot to grab him, just grab him.
I don't.
So you have to drop somebody.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like I got Bobby Wagner who's just sitting there like I'm ready to whenever he decides to figure his career.
Yeah.
So
Bobby Wagner still get you 9 points every week.
Yeah, like my team, like I said, and I'm not trying to like talk about specifically my team, but I got Drew Tranquil, Bobby Wagner, and Michael Parsons, and Isaiah Simmons, as well. So it's like, who am I?
The real cheat code, Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, like who am I supposed to drop for someone like this? Like I can't. Maybe Drew Tranquil at the end of the season, but right now he's hot fire, and I'm like, he should not be. He should not be there. Like, I'm not going to drop Drew Tranquil for him.
If he does again, scores another 15 points, he does 13 tackles, a sack, 2 quarterback hits, do you then change it if he does it again against the Green Bay Packers? So that'll be like 5
depends on what Tranquil does, though.
That's 5
It depends on what Tranquil does. So Tranquil's against the Chargers, and that line was getting beat up last week. So
they don't have much left.
No, they don't. It's nice that they got Keenan Allen back, yes. But again, Herbert's just running around like a chicken back there and trying to get the ball off. So again, it's interesting to see how well a rookie can just immerse off of a single trade of trading. And maybe the Bears were actually smart. Like maybe we didn't see this, but they did. But again, I'm not going to give them that credit. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of that because, again, you just told me right now that they were thinking about cutting him.
Yeah, so but they're saying this undrafted guy, they're saying, is he going to make the team? Like, because most undrafted guys don't make the team, but they saw something in him already.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, this guy really could make the team. I didn't think he was going to come take over for Roquan Smith and be able to do what he's doing. But he's doing a good job, and Roquan's a better linebacker.
Oh yeah, by far.
Same born. It's just it's the ball guy. He's a guy around the ball. He's going to make a lot of tackles. He's going to have a lot of assistance. That's just what he is. That's who he is.
Yeah, I just like Sanborn needs to figure. Like I think he just needs to be that leader. You know what I mean? So, I'm definitely keeping an eye on him. But if you need a linebacker, he's definitely one of those guys I'm picking up for the rest of the season. So
what end? Say, I know a guy. I kind of talked about this already.
First of all, you're not picking this guy up over Foyesade Oluokun.
What about Fred Warner?
I would do that.
Wow.
Fred Warner has not been.
He has been. I know you think that he hasn't been, but he has.
He's just
let me just say the last 5 games. Fred Warner's 10, 11.5, 8.5, 11.15, and he had a bad game against KC. But usually he's around 10 points every single week. Okay, I mean, I know who I would do.
Then I'm not doing it. Then I'm not doing it. If he's putting up, if a guy's putting up double digits, I'm not doing it.
Levante David is the guy I'm going to go with dropping. So, which is still crazy. Levante David was a better linebacker, but
I would have dropped David a long time ago.
Well, that's what I'm going to do.
It's just look, Levante David is just Buccaneers, man. I don't know, man.
You don't like Levante David though. You said that before.
Last year he wasn't that great, or he was decent. This year he's been under double. He's 6, 7, 5. He's got 1, 2. He's only got 2 double games.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's also 32 years old. He's on his way out.
He's on the way out, yeah. And so definitely in Dynasty, I understand why you're getting rid of Levante David and looking for someone to replace him. But I feel like he has shown that he's good enough. And they're going to need him at the end of the season if they're going to really make this playoff push because their division is so terrible.
Yeah. So I don't know, like he might if you redraft, yeah, I think I'd be Levante David for Sanborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
As good as as a career he's had, but look, it's a young man's game. The moment you start hitting 28 to 32 years old, like
you have to be a special player.
Kind of ancient, man.
Yeah, once you get to 30, you got to be a special player to be able to hold on to him.
Yeah, like not everybody's Frank Gore. Okay, not everybody is.
Who's going to be old enough, going to be able to play with your own son? I won't have a kid while I'm in the NFL and I'm going to play with him. Only
crazy. Just last year he was still putting up numbers. I don't know.
He still was putting up numbers.
I don't get it, man. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Actually, I'm it's already 9:00. I might not even actually cut this up.
Just put it on what we did. It wasn't that long either, so that was fine.
No, so I know you're used to going 4 hours as of late.
No, dude, I'm like hour and a half. That's my show. That's what.
No, lately you guys been talking about all kinds of stuff. I'm like,
that's when you add Tank in. That's when you add Tank in. Now we're doing 4-hour shows. We're the Get Right Network now.
Hell no, bro. All right, so we'll close it out with mine, I guess, or close it out with yours, or
we can close out with yours because we finished up with you.
Okay. All right. So we talked a little bit about the Bears. If you're watching this later, wherever the hell you're at, look, this is gonna be I will be joining Bryan's show for a little bit until we figure out what's going on with my school schedule and everybody else's schedule. So it's gonna be a dual show. You can catch them both on channels, but you're gonna get both channels, vice versa.
And if it starts doing really well, then I'm not gonna let Martin leave. So we'll see.
Well, your co-host just I don't know, man. Like you need to figure it out.
Fred will be like, look, you stop.
I was trying to get you 3 to stop talking.
You all said no.
What do you mean?
Sure.
What do you mean?
You're talking about what the other show, with the Spoiler Kings. Trying to get us to stop talking. Sure, Tank. That's what it was. This guy.
What it is Brandon sleeping, and then he goes off onto a tangent.
A tangent.
That's what Brandon does. I could see all 3 of you just deflate. He wakes up and then he goes off on a spurt, and I just see the rest of you guys. Oh man, God, man, like I had to stop. I couldn't even keep up with you guys. You guys were going on a 3-hour podcast. I'm like, this isn't even YouTube anymore. This is a podcast. I just couldn't do it anymore.
No, we're gonna cut it up to a lot of good little small bite-sized episodes. It's gonna be great.
I bet. But tomorrow, I don't know what you're doing, but you're more than welcome to.
I'm probably gonna be here. Just what's gonna happen.
And that's fine. That's fine. But tomorrow, I said keep it short, and then Brandon talk 15. He did. He did. Crazy.
That's so funny.
Look, guys, if you guys are interested in movies and TV shows, check this man out. But expect a podcast. Don't expect a show. Just turn it on.
We want you to be involved. For us, we talk to everybody. So as we'll get into conversations and we'll go down a rabbit hole, it's all because of how you guys do. If people say stuff, then we'll just keep it going.
And you know what's crazy is all your viewers are still there. I'm like,
I know. It'll be like 12, 13, 14, 15 viewers, and they're like, let's go.
Just no. I was like, I can't. I'm out. I stopped moderating after like an hour, so I'm like, nah, they're on their own, man. Like, I can't. But anyways, tomorrow's Wednesday. So if Bryon, if you're gonna come tomorrow, let's talk about Max Crosby a little bit.
Yep, Max and Minimal Crosby.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll do I'm Not Mad, Just Disappointed tomorrow. And then if we have time, we'll do Will There and Won't They if we have time. But for sure, a new episode we're gonna be rolling out reaction to Gridiron Heights. So that's
can't wait. That's like my favorite part of the whole thing.
That's everybody's favorite part because it comes out literally like an hour before our show, so we just roll it out, and we're like usually the first ones to watch it. So but we'll be doing that tomorrow. That's a must. But we'll talk about the rest of the show, and we'll talk about the rest of the week. Yeah. I guess we talked a little bit, but it was more Bears focused today. But we'll talk about the rest of the games because I know I want to talk about some of them. Like
this Thursday night game is a banger.
This Thursday,
yeah.
What do we got?
You don't know who?
I know. Hold on.
You know your boys. You know your boys playing this week. I mean, it's Thursday again.
What you talking about? Thursday? Oh yeah. Josh Allen. Yeah. I'm over here thinking of something else. Yeah. No, yeah. For sure. Josh Allen. Yeah. That is gonna be an interesting game. It will be. So
I can't wait to talk about that tomorrow. That's what I'm going to bring up.
All right. So we'll be doing that tomorrow for sure. You got anything else?
Thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks for Martin jumping in. And I had a lot of fun. This is great.
Yeah, it's just easier when we just got to do this until we figure out what's going on.
Until Mark comes back, I'm a placeholder for Mark. That's what it is right now.
Well, no, hell no. At least Mark communicates. All right. Your co-host is like, hey, I'll be there, and then ghosts.
Gone. That's all right. I always have Tank.
Well, he's got his own stuff too. So
his stuff is my stuff too, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's all good. So anyway, so it's a combination of the shows. And thank you. It
was fun. It was good.
So tomorrow we'll talk. Yeah, it was. It usually is. Usually you and I have some interesting conversations. And then Sundays
it's great to talk to someone who actually knows football too.
Yeah. So let's end it there. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you guys are at. Again, take care of yourselves. Good luck on your waiver wires tonight. And again, if you don't need to spend your waiver wire because you guys think you guys are set, watch what people drop. Save that waiver wire because you will find somebody dropping a nice gem, and then you'll be the first waiver wire to get it on Thursday. So keep an eye out. Just because you don't need your waiver, see what they drop.
And don't pick up my stuff. Wherever you are, don't pick up my guys dropping.
Well, nobody wants your trash. So but yeah, so good luck in your waiver wires and good luck, and then we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And Wednesdays are usually our fun nights, and just like today, we almost go 2 hours on Wednesdays just because we have so much fun on Wednesdays. We literally talk about everything. So yeah. All right. Good night, Bryon. Good night, chat. And good night, Josh Allen. And we will see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is like 7 or 8 your time, something like that.
Hey, Josh Allen, carry me to the Guillotine League Championship. Out.
Later.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.